Howdy, name's Coaster Man, and I'm gonna be showing off the footage from the Rose Rock Music Festival. I'm doing an intro now, and it's going to show a partial intro in a little bit because it kind of cut off the first part. So, it's kind of a weird situation to find yourself in, so let's hope this one goes better. I just got off of the Looney Lagoon. This is a Wisdom Rides Looney Lagoon ride, and it packs a lot of punch in a small footprint, mostly because of the spinning seats here. Like I said before, you may think this is an odd choice for a starting ride, considering that most of my favorites happen to be thrill rides. But, like I said before, I'm willing to ride them all, given the time. Well, now with the new ride on the block ticked off the list, it's time to see Crazy Dance. I believe this is a Miami trip, although I don't know the company that manufactures these. This thing is basically a low-to-the-ground Alibaba. I believe that's from Dartron. And I'm not entirely sure, but the thing that I see at the bottom of this trailer is Bojukes. I hope I pronounced that right. So, we'll see what happens, and I'll give my review. Oh wait, it's still going. Yeah. Crazy Dance is one of the higher intensity rides. This is second to the next ride that I'm going to try and show off, and we'll see if I can actually ride it soon after. So, yeah. It's not really letting me in. Okay. I might edit that one part. So when you're seeing this, you'll see something. You'll see a part of this blocked off. Trust me, you'll thank me later. So yeah. Some people these days don't really have any shame, but well. So I believe that's stopping now. So I'll be giving my ride review soon. Alright. I just got off of the Crazy Dance, and even if I don't exactly know the ride manufacturer, you really don't want me to, because regardless of who made it, it's one of the most fun rides here. So now I'm about to show you the king of the thrill rides in this exact show. Remember how I said the king of the thrill rides? Well, I meant it. This is the Zipper. It's a typical Chance Rides Zipper. Free spinning seats. The speed of every time you get over that edge is often more than enough to flip those cages. And those are really the only restraints you have. Unless they've changed it, updated it, which is very possible. So I'll be giving my ride review after I get off, assuming that I can get on pretty quickly with another rider. I'll wait and see. The reason I consider the Zipper to be the king of the thrill rides here, and I just experienced everything that I love about the ride. That thing was chaotic in every sense of the word. We even got double loops. Like 2 consecutive loops in a row on 2 separate occasions. at least. That thing is bonkers, and that's why I love it so much. We have the vertical thrill rides out of the way. Let's check out a horizontal one. This is with the Sizzler, made by Wisdom Rides. This thing is a scrambler, but the height restriction is 54 inches. This thing takes the standard Eli Bridge scrambler and just cranks it up to 11. That's my basic understanding of this ride, and I'm about to take it on. Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's 52 inches to ride alone, 36 inches with an adult, so still, I was only 4 shy. I was still only 4 over, rather. So, yeah. The Sizzler is one heck of a bad scrambler. Man, the Sizzler has G-force as its game. That was literally the fastest I've ever spun today. And I am really glad that I did not take this ride on first. Otherwise, I would have probably hurled. Yikes. That thing is fast. Like, everything was a blur. It was so fast. This thing, that's why there is a 52-inch height requirement to ride alone. That thing will take you faster than any scrambler ever would. Alright, this ride is either I want to say Irely or Dartron Spider. I'm not entirely sure what this ride's name is, but I know its make and model to an extent. I just don't know the exact company that made it. But this ride is a more, it's kind of a low to the ground zipper, except you don't spin vertically, you spin horizontally here. So it's still just as forceful as the zipper at points. So don't underestimate this ride just because it's more low to the ground and has horizontally spinning seats instead of vertically. You will be surprised. Best possible seat on the Spider just now. That was great. That thing, when you get a good seat, you are guaranteed a great time. I would not advise riding this just after you eat. Probably not on an empty stomach either, because if you're easy to make sick, that ride is a real gut buster. So, yeah. I would highly recommend that you ride that ride with caution, because that thing, it can be pretty psychotic at times. This is the Ferris wheel. I believe it's called the giant wheel, actually, but this thing is an Eli Bridge Ferris wheel, eagle wheel, more specifically. These things used to terrify me before they added seat belts, because the only restraint you had was that bar, and even though the seats say do not rock them, it's really, really, really easy to disobey that sign. And the fact that it was so easy to make these seats rock in the first place was the thing that terrified me most about the eagle wheel. That, and of course, they're open seats, so you do not want to flip this thing upside down, because if you don't fall out, you'll be holding on for dear life for sure. For sure. This is one reason why you would want to obey all written and verbal instructions. This is how serious those offenses can be. Failure to comply is punishable by fine and imprisonment. That is crazy. But when it comes to the liability of injuring other riders, sometimes people do need a wake-up call. I'm sorry to say. I don't have a lot of time to record this, so I'm gonna take this opportunity. So I am at the top of the giant wheel, and I am currently looking at Lagoon. That ride is something else, I tell you that much. Looney Lagoon is basically the perfect marriage of a roller coaster and tilt-a-whirl. Speaking of which, I don't think I've seen that in this set, so maybe it's not here. Then there's the mini pirate ship over there. I'm not really in the mood to really introduce a ride from the ground and then not be able to ride it, so I dare say this is about the best view you're ever going to get of this. Then there's another ride that I might not actually show off from the ground. That I think is Radiator Springs, but it's your typical car ride. Then there's the fun slide over there. There are many manufacturers of these from what I can gather. I believe one of them is Dartron, though I'm not sure if Dartron made that one in particular, or even if Dartron bought out the company that did. All I know is that Dartron is one of the manufacturers of these super slides. Then down there, the Samba balloons from earlier. There's a pretty good chance of me recording those from the ground, seeing as how I can ride them. That about does it for my ride on the Ferris wheel, or whatever this thing is called. I'm just going to call it the Ferris wheel, for lack of a better word. So essentially, it's great for a nice and easy look around the park. It's not very fast at all. The main reason why I cut myself off at the time that I did was because you're not allowed to have phones on the rides. I just picked those moments specifically since the ride was at its calmest, and really and truly, when you're on a ride going at full speed, it's probably not a great idea to have a phone on you, or rather, holding a phone. So, yeah, let's move on to the next ride then, shall we? I told you that I was going to, at one point, show off the Samba balloons, but it was not going to be the next one in line, since this one was closer. This is Dizzy Dragons. I don't quite know the manufacturer of this one, but like I said before, for some of these rides, you really don't need any information on the manufacturers. The real thing is this: you can control the rotations with a turntable on the inside of every dragon. So this thing is a ride at your own pace type of thing. If you don't want to spin, then try and keep it in place. If you do want to spin, try turning that turntable as fast as you can. See? Ride at your own pace. Didn't really get a great spinning dragon, if you catch my drift. I met a lot of resistance with that turntable, so yeah, that was the Dizzy Dragons review. Maybe this one will be better. This one, of course, being the Samba balloons. This Zamperla beauty can really shake up the formula that the Dizzy Dragons already gave us. Instead of just simply being a low-to-the-ground turntable ride, this one elevates via use of hydraulics. So, now on top of free spinning seats, or however controlled you want to make them, this one also introduces a tilting aspect. So this one is the Dizzy Dragons if it were cranked up to another level. I would have said 10, but honestly, it's not that intense. The bias that comes from my favorite ride of all time being manufactured by this company, but Zamperla does it better. Of course, then again, I didn't meet anywhere near as much resistance as I did with Dizzy Dragon, so that's another reason. Anyway, Samba balloons are a really good family ride. They're fun, and you get a good range of control, whether you want to spin or don't. It's up to you. It's very hands-on, though. Here we have an attraction that that is so popular that it's been made by more companies than you could shake a stick at. This is the merry-go-round. Like I said before, any number of companies could have developed this ride. Chance, Denzel, even Philadelphia Toboggan Company has made a few of these. However it goes, whatever company made this, it is a bona fide classic. It's fun for all ages, and assuming you have an adult riding with them, doesn't really have that many. It doesn't really have a height restriction either, so it's fun for the whole family. Well, like I said before, those merry-go-rounds are a real classic. As long as somebody else didn't prefer the same ride vehicle as you typically have the free choice of where you want to go. So coming up next is one of the last rides that I still have yet to ride here. Now we have finally come to the fun slide. There's not really much to show when it comes to an action shot, because I'm pretty sure that you guys know exactly what this thing does. It's in the name, after all. So, like I said before, many ride manufacturers have made slides like these, so I don't know exactly which one this is made by. I know one of the manufacturers is Dartron, but I don't know if it's this ride's manufacturer. So, there's that. When it comes to a fun slide like this, bigger is better, because it's just simple fun right there. Matt's going down that slide. That's really all there is to say about it. It's just good, clean, simple fun. This is the Majestic Ride Scooter, a classic bumper cars ride where there is no central segment and there is no assigned route. You can just drive wherever you want, but they still do discourage head-on collisions because of the risk of whiplash. However, on the many times that I have managed a head-on collision in both these and I do dodgems, I've never really had any problems with whiplash. Although then again, I prefer to think that I'm pretty strong boned. I drink a couple of glasses of milk per day. Usually. There are some exceptions to the rule. So yeah, that's so the main reason why I know this is a Majestic Rides scooter is because I looked it up on Wade shows, and it literally has Majestic International, a sticker saying the name of the company right on the side. Although then again, there were bumper cars inside of the Deuce Dodgems that said Viper, despite the ride clearly being from Deuce. Maybe it was just maybe it's just trying to make it look like an actual car. Like, I don't know. Maybe Viper is just the name of the cars. I don't know. Just the model of the cars that are in the thing. One thing to note though, throughout the whole duration of the ride, there's an electrical charge on both the ceiling and floor of a Majestic Ride scooter, I think. So, I would highly advise that you do not step onto the floor while the ride is in motion, unless you want a nasty shock at best and a clear out electrocution at worst. Alrighty, so I just got off of the Majestic scooter, and it's a good romp. Like, it's about as close as I'd ever come to a full-on crash 'em up derby. So, well, I say crash 'em up, the actual term is demolition derby. But hey, tomato, tomato, right? Anyway, I believe I'm going to be looking into another thrill ride soon, seeing as how that's probably the only unique ride I have left to ride in this park, or this carnival, I should say. So, join me when I get there. This is the Chance Rides Trabant that is here on the Rose Rock Music Festival. This is about the best Trabant that I've ever been on. And the reason why is going to be apparent midway through the ride cycle. This ride, I believe it has double the ride time of a typical Trabant as well, because of this one neat little fact. So, here you can see that it is lifting up and going forward. At least I think you can anyway. I can definitely tell. But, midway through the ride cycle, you're going to see something pretty fascinating about this Trabant that sets it apart from pretty well all of the rest of the Trabants that I have ridden thus far. So, I'm not entirely sure when exactly the middle of the ride cycle is, but we'll know. We'll both figure that part out together. And I know I'm being cagey about it right now. I just don't want to spoil it too much. It's just that cool. I do like the purple and teal color scheme they've got going for this ride. That's a really pretty style they have going for it. It combines my favorite color with what was formerly my sister's. So, I don't think it'll be too much longer before it starts changing into the next part of the ride. As in right now. Okay, so here's where things are about to go a little bit differently. So, okay. It doesn't look like too much right now, but watch real closely what's about to happen. Alright. It takes it a while to get going, but do you see what's different now? It's now running in reverse. And that is why I like this one so much. Not so much that it is going in reverse, but that it's the first and only Trabant that I have ever ridden to go both forward and backwards. It's kind of like a boomerang coaster in that sense, but like I said before, this was midway through the ride cycle, and yeah, that's why I like the Trabant so much. I'm not sure if I've ridden the Wade Show's Wipeout, which is essentially the same in terms of appearance and function as the Great Plains Trabant, but honestly speaking, I still maintain that this is definitely the best Trabant that I've ever taken on. Okay. I believe it's about to stop now. If I haven't mentioned it already, this is a Trabant from Chance Rides. You know, the same manufacturer that built the Zipper. So, yeah. It's about to be lowering down to the ground and coming to a stop soon. So, once I get off, I will do my ride review. Alright. That was a pretty good ride to end off all of the unique rides off of. I think that it's the last one that I can ride that is unique. I have no idea, honestly. But I started with the Wisdom Ride's Looney Lagoon right next to it. And currently, this is the last unique ride that I've taken on thus far. So, if I don't find anything else that I haven't ridden yet that I can, I think I'm going to go ahead and marathon Crazy Dance or the Zipper, one of the two. I indeed think that I have ridden pretty well every single ride that there is to offer at the Rose Rock Music Festival. It was a blast, really. It's a shame that it was 90 degrees today because it was otherwise a real pleasant day to be out here riding on amusement park rides. But you know what? Any type of weather at all, better than storms. Better than literally any severe weather, honestly. So what if I have to sweat a little bit? That's the price we pay when we go to the amusement park in the summer. So, with all that, I believe I'm going to ride the marathon, the Crazy Dance and or the Zipper, and I will see you next time. Until then, this has been Coasterman, and I will see you later.